Hello, everyone, and welcome into the latest NONA Sports Show. I am your host and producer, Edgar Rodriguez. Pleased to be joined by three very special guests today. It's almost like a family reunion. We have three of our USL2 players from this last summer, and all of whom have played an incredible season at Furman University. Of course, I'm talking about Slade Starnes, Ivan Agyaakwah, and Christian Kraus. Boys, how have you been?
What's up, Edgar? Thanks for having us on, man.
Thanks for having
Ab-
us.
Absolutely. I'm thankful we were able to find the perfect time to get all you three on with me to talk about your past year, how you, of course, your experience with Nona, but of course, the main thing at Furman this past year. Let's start there. Let's go back to last summer, right? I'll take you boys back to an incredible 2024 USL2 season. Um, I'll start with you, Christian. How much of an impact do you think that ended up having in your college career?
Yeah, well, for the three of us specifically, we were the captains of the Furman team this year, and I think we knew that going into the summer. So being able to play together this summer, live together, do literally everything together, and get to know each other's strengths, get to know each other's weaknesses, and also get on that same page mentally before we went into the season with Furman. And then in particular, we had a lot of young players on the team this year at Furman, and a big point of emphasis was coming into the season on the same page with getting everybody, on the same page together. So this summer, getting those minutes at Nona and, competing at a club like Nona really helped us develop in that aspect. So yeah, it's been amazing.
Of course, and I'm sure you guys are aware that Ivan was on a previous episode of the NONA Sports Show. I got him for a quick 15-minute interview, and in it, I asked him what his favorite USL2 moment was. Now, I kind of knew the answer going into it. I had a feeling of what he was going to say, but I wanted to throw it to you, Slade and Christian. I'll start with you, Slade. What was your favorite moment of last summer?
I think I'm beating Brave, and I was able to win that header back across. And then in the clip, you can see me sprinting towards Dave, and I literally knock him over. And then I think him in the middle saying he had some things going on with his family, but he decided to be with the team that day. And the fact that we got to win that for him, and my family was there as well. Yeah, July 4th was a good time.
Such a special moment, Christian. Is it the same? Are we going three for three here?
Yeah, it's the same, but for the purpose of the show, I'll give a separate answer. Definitely number one, beating Brave. That was a really good win for the group. Probably number two, uh, scoring a brace against Brevard, and I think what was the second home game. Yeah, those were my first two goals of the season, and it just was a really good feeling to get off the mark.
Yeah, there's nothing better for a striker, right? You got to get those first goals out of the way, and then you hope the floodgates open in that respect. Um, it's always great, remembering the great season we had at Nona this past year. Let's move on to what that set you guys up for. Of course, it was a very successful season for Furman overall. This 2024 season, you guys went 9-4-6. Of course, winning the Southern Conference title for the first time since 2018. How did it feel getting Furman back to the top? Ivan, of course, you ran the show in the middle of the park. So how was that? How was the season overall looking back now?
Yeah, just first I want to say that six draws, two of those were wins on PK. So,
There you go. There you go.
so
So
I live.
11-4-4.
Yeah, yeah, correct that for all the fans. Uh, I wouldn't say I ran the show. I wouldn't use those words. This has been a team. Like, if you want to talk about a team, I think that's what this team has been. Different people doing different roles and different jobs. I had to go into a different role that you even saw me play this summer. I played next to Slade in the three at the back. I had to learn that pretty quickly, adapt. We had a freshman in midfield, two freshmen in midfield, who actually ran the show and did really, really well. So, yeah, it's just been a team effort, I'd say, for sure.
Absolutely. And the defense, as you know, Slade, is the foundation of any successful team, right? So how did you find it back there in in 2024 with Furman?
Furman actually had one of the best defensive seasons they've had in their history. And that's obviously credit to, like Ivan said, the team. We had Ivan at left center back, myself in the center. We had this kid named Ryan Wagner to my right, and our six, Luke Hutzel, and then our goalkeeper, Aaron Salinas. All five of us were all conference selections. And so that's a testament to, we said we're not going to concede goals. And we trust guys like Kraus and our wingers to win the games for us. And that's what they did.
Well, and Christian, I mean, it makes your job so much easier, right? When you know the guys behind you are going to hold down the fort. They're going to, provide a solid foundation and give you decent balls to feed off of at the, further up the pitch.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, well, like what you said, it should make my job easier. It makes it harder because these guys are pushing me to get to the next level too up front. So the better that they do, it kind of turns into an offense defense competition, which is good for everybody. So yeah.
Of course, and of course, to win the Southern Conference in the final, you had to face Eastern Tennessee. Of course, Gabby Ramos plays for the Bucks over there. I'm sure you guys had conversations with him and met with him. How was he? How was it? Getting back with him and seeing him again.
Well, when we played them in the regular season, we were up 1-0, and he scored an amazing header just kind of out of nowhere. And that's typical Gabby. He has that kind of quality, and we knew that coming into the match. And he obviously had an amazing season, which is a testament to the work he did at NONA as well. And when we found out we were on opposite sides of the Southern Conference bracket, we were messaging each other saying, "Hey, was me in the final? Let's do this thing." And then they took care of business on their side, and we obviously took care of business on our side. And then we knew it was Furman versus ETSU. Sent a little cheeky laughing emoji. We're coming for you, Gabby, this time. And when Kraus scored in the first 5 minutes, we felt good in the final. And then we were able to get the closing goal in the 70th minute. And
Clean sheet.
Of course, which is big for defense.
There you go.
That's how we got these hats.
Yeah, I'm sure it was an interesting dynamic, of course, coming up against one of your former teammates. But at the end of the day, you got to get the job done. You guys did that, winning the Southern Conference, and so then going dancing right into the NCAA tournament. You guys faced up against North Carolina in the first round. Penalty kick shootout. I mean, a tough opponent, Ivan, right? At Chapel Hill. Those guys are fierce competition.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, ACC school all looks good. We walked in. I made a joke to Kraus saying, "Bloody hell, this looks like the Citigroup facility. All the lights, blue, all the sky blue everywhere." And but to be honest, we looked at film and like these two can vouch to this. We went in there expecting to win. Like we thought getting through the conference was not our ceiling. The big saying as soon as we lifted that trophy was job's not done. This is just a step. And go into that place, obviously has its pros and cons, but we were fearless and we went there and knew we created a lot of chances. Could have won the game in regular time. They created chances too, but then PKs, we took care of business and yeah, we got to the second round.
I was watching very intently. I saw all three of you step up with conviction, slot your penalties home, and send Furman into the second round. Of course, look, when you face the team, then Marshall, you know what to expect with them, right? They're one of the well-known soccer dynasties, I guess you can almost call it in college soccer. Of course, unfortunate defeat, but I'm sure there was so many lessons you guys could take away from it and having reached the second round. Christian, I want to talk with you about your experience during that second round match and how what you guys took away from it.
Yeah, definitely it was a big stage, perhaps the biggest stage of our career so far. Um, and playing under that pressure of the big stage is really good for our development. So I feel like, I mean, although the result didn't go our way, there were still some moments that we can walk away from that game proud of. And yeah, I think it's invaluable experience that we've gained from that game. So got to take the positives out of everything.
100%, 100%, especially that's something to be proud of, right? You reach the tournament, you reach the second round of the tournament, and you put your qualities up against the best, like I said, of or one of the best, surely, of what NCAA soccer has to bring to you. Um, Ivan, would you say that was one of the, I don't know if toughest is the right word, but maybe one of the most competitive matches you've ever played?
Turn your pool into paradise with Migaloo Pool Services. At Migaloo Pool Services, we know that your pool is much more than just a recreational space. Strategically situated to serve Lake Nona, St. Cloud, Kissimmee, and Orlando areas, we specialize in pool cleaning, equipment repairs, and pool remodeling, ensuring that your pool is always spotless and functional. We are proud to serve all NONA Soccer Academy customers with personalized discounts and services that adapt to their needs and schedules. Don't leave your pool on the back burner and get with Migaloo Pool Services today, so you can transform your pool into a true paradise. With Migaloo Pool Services, every dive will be an amazing experience.
Say it's like the biggest, what was on the line, yes.
Mhm.
As in like the next round and in a national tournament, yes. Back home there is some big competition, big competitive games I've played in, but definitely up there. I will say that.
How about you, Slade? Where does it rank in terms of the games you've played?
I think that was definitely the biggest game of my life. And Tariq Penholzer, who was obviously at Nona last summer, unfortunately didn't get to play with him this summer, but he's at Marshall this year, and he was just causing the backline chaos, just constantly making runs, and he was a nightmare to defend. And I wish we got to play with him this summer because I've heard a lot of good things.
Right, of course, and that, of course, both of those teams just stacked with incredible quality. Um, so of course that ended the season off for you guys. In an unfortunate fashion, but still with a lot to be proud of. Ivan, you were at Furman all 4 years since 2021. You're a Furman Paladin through and through, just like the you guys, Slade and Christian as well. But what do you think was, the most important thing that you learned throughout your college career, whether that's playing, whether that's in the classroom, overall, try to sum up for me how those 4 years went for you at Furman.
You want me to give you a summary of my most important thing, my biggest thing?
Let's start with your summary and then you can
Okay.
feed it.
I would say these years in your life is like the biggest for your human development, like what you stand for, what you wanna, what man you want to become. I think Furman was a place that really helped me navigate that over the last 4 years. What kind of player I want to be, what kind of person I want to be, what kind of people I want to surround myself with, the habits and hobbies I want to have, and where my passions truly lie. Furman gave me the answers to all those questions, and I think that's the biggest takeaway as a summary of my time here. The biggest thing for me, I'd say, is the relationships, the importance of relationships, not just on the field, but the importance of relationship in life in general, and keeping those relationships and nurturing those good relationships, even if it's 4 or 5, is more important than having 100 people that you're just kind of like on a surface level with. Having guys like Christian and Slade and a few other guys in my life that we on a deeper relationship with, I think is crucial and my biggest takeaway from my time.
Absolutely, and it provides you with that platform, right?
Yeah.
You play collegiate soccer, and there's so much more that goes into it than just the 90 minutes you guys play on a weekly basis. Christian, of course, you transferred from the University of South Carolina. Um, what convinced you that Furman was the right move for you, back when you moved in 22?
Furman is home. It's got that family feel to it. I will admit that I probably wasn't sure about coming to Furman before I came on my visit. And once I came on campus and just again felt that feeling of home and felt that feeling of nurture from the staff and from the community around Furman soccer, that really sold me. So yeah, kind of like what Ivan said, the relationships part of it. At Furman, the relationships that you can make and that you can be introduced to is super important as well. And something that our coach is really proud of, rightfully so, is the alumni network at Furman. It's definitely different than most of the NCAA D1 schools across the country, because once you graduate from here, like you become a piece of the web of the alumni that are spread out all over the country over Coach Allison's career here for the last 30 years. So yeah, I'm honored to now become a part of it.
That is a perfect segue, Christian. It's almost like you saw the list of questions I have because I wanted to talk about Doug Allison, of course, head coach of the Furman men's soccer team since 1995. That longevity is something that you rarely see nowadays. I'll ask all three of you, but Slade, what do you think, what stands out to you? What do you think when I tell you the name Doug Allison?
When I first had a phone call with him, he just felt kind of like a father figure to me, and he knows a lot about the game. He's obviously seen a lot of pros that have come through Furman, and he knows how to handle um, recruits, and he knows how to bring guys in. He knows he plays young guys. He brought a culture, that alumni network that Kraus just talked about. That is because of Coach Allison and the way guys want to stay connected to the program, and that's because of him. Um, he was obviously a great player at South Carolina as well. He has experience in the game, and I say for all three of us, we've learned a lot of things being here.
Absolutely. How about you, Ivan? When you first met him, through all of your years working with him, what stands out to you?
For me, like he relates to coming over from the UK, and he knows some of the challenges of that, especially my first year and a half, feeling a lot of homesickness, coming in and like finding new groups and him helping me navigate those. So again, like what Slay said, it became a father figure in my life very quickly. And I think the biggest thing with Coach is that he sees you as more as just a player, more than a player, sorry. Um, in my life, going through the academy systems, like all three of us did, sometimes you just feel like a number. You don't feel like they care about your well-being and how you are as a human being, and something I was used to. But when coming to Furman, I realized that this man, Doug Allison, cares about me, not just how I'm doing on the field, but how is my family doing, how my relationships doing, how am I feeling? Am I feeling good, bad? How much sleep am I getting? All of these things he cares about, to like truly deep down he does. And he would prefer you to be developing as a human and maybe going down a different path in terms of playing. And a lot of coaches in the nation, I don't think, see it that way. And so I think that's for me his best and biggest trait, that he cares about humans rather than just soccer players.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's definitely important, and especially, when you're putting your trust, right, in such an important figure in your life, like your college head coach, you want to feel that family vibe, right? And it definitely seems like you guys um had the opportunity to experience that. How about you, Christian? Like Slade says, he has such a great track record. I was looking at the list of All-Americans that have come from Furman, and I mean Clint Dempsey, Walker Zimmerman, just to name a couple. When you see that list, it kind of reassures you almost, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And for me in particular, Coach was a striker, and he, like Slade mentioned, had a really successful career. So again, in the recruiting process, being able to form that relationship with Coach and being able to get on the same level of trust really helped with my development. And again, he was, as a striker, he can give me a lot of tips and help me improve my game. So yeah, over the years, that's definitely taken place.
Absolutely. He's been there and done it, right? So
Yeah,
no better, role model, right? Or leader to look up to. So,
absolutely.
of course, for you, Ivan and Christian, it was your last collegiate season. Like this is like the end of the road, right? In a very important chapter in your life. Ivan, we talked about it a little bit in the previous interview we had. But what do you think is next? What do you see what your future and where you're headed now?
Yeah, nothing's changed. Obviously, got my eyes locked on becoming a professional footballer. That's what's next for me. I think I can speak for both guys next to me too. That's our goal. We've spoken about it. We speak about it often. We live it, I think, and we like want to become better every single day. And going back to just me personally, that is my next objective, to sign a professional contract and play professionally.
Absolutely, and fingers crossed that that happens, right? And that comes true because like we've mentioned, just having the opportunity to commentate on the Nona games as well. And I have firsthand experience that you guys can absolutely cut it at the highest of levels. Christian, again, your senior year, it's done. Um, first of all, have you come to grips with that yet? Like, no more Furman, no more college. Like, have
Yeah,
you
yeah.
sunk in yet?
Yeah, I've slowly I'm coming around to it. Maybe next semester when I'm not on campus every day attending classes, seeing the guys. Yeah, maybe that'll set in more. But like Ivan said, all my full focus is on becoming a professional. And at the moment, I haven't really had much time to fully sit with those feelings of not being able to play at Furman anymore because everything is focused on what's next. And that window of time right now between the end of the season and becoming a professional is very short. So, yeah, I'm doing everything I can. And yeah, I'm feeling good about the process as well.
Very good, very good. And we will, of course, keep our eyes on any developments that happen. Now, Slade, I kept you for last for a reason, because I think you have some big news you want to share. So the floor is yours. What's next for Slade Starnes?
Something new, something fresh. Yeah, I'm super obsessed. Let me know when you done messing. A little that, a little this, then you put it to the test. It's all in the expression. It's a mood, it's a vibe, it's a state of mind. And now I want it more. It's a mood, it's a vibe, it's a state of mind. Okay, you got the floor. It's looking good. I kinda like that.
Our season ended the Sunday before Thanksgiving, and so went home for Thanksgiving, spent a lot of time talking with my family, and I've decided I'm either going to sign pro this December or get on the portal. And I feel that's a decision that's best for me, and I've loved every second that I've stepped foot on Furman, and I've made brothers for life, and we've just recently won a championship, which will bond us for the rest of our lives. And I feel I've developed it so much as a player, and I was able to come in as a freshman and play, which is the dream of any 18-year-old kid that's new to college, new to a new city. But yeah, like these guys, I have aspirations to go to the next level, and I feel I have a year to really challenge myself, potentially at a very big school. So I'm excited for where that's going to take me. And like Kraus, it's going to be a quick turnaround, so it's going to happen soon.
Wow, so much to stay up to date with, you guys. Wow, I'm very excited to see what comes next for each of you. And I mean, you guys have that foundation now. USL2 in the summer. Of course, Slade, that was your second USL2 season, right?
It was my second season with Dave Jacobs as well.
There you go. Exactly. Ivan gave us the story, a little bit of the background of how that all came about. But
Mhm.
that is unbelievable. That foundation, not many players get to experience that level, especially in the summer, right? Because, like I told Ivan, some players might just think, okay, this is my time to rest now, this is my time to unwind, but you guys went above and beyond and took the summer, took the opportunity that arose. Um, I wanted to go back to that actually because I asked Ivan, of course, his version of the story, right? I was interested to see, Christian, what was your view, right? Headed into last summer, the Nona opportunity comes up. What are you feeling? Are you feeling skeptical? Are you feeling kind of excited? Like, how were you approaching that opportunity?
No, I was buzzing. As soon as we made the decision that we were going to go to Nona, we all did it within the same week of a time span. And really for me, it was getting that experience of a professional environment and Nona training every day, playing 2 games a week. That's exactly what, perhaps, well, the college season was like as well. And then if we move on to the next level, that's exactly what we're going to experience too. Having guys like yourself commentating on our games, having the staff level, like the hierarchy of the staff at a club, and experiencing that with Coach Dave and then Fabio as well. And then also having fans from the community that support the club and stuff like that. So yeah, going into the summer, our whole focus was on the team at Nona and being the best players and developing as well as we could and treating those relationships carefully.
100%, 100% for Slade. I mean, I'm sure it was a no-brainer, right? Dave Jacobs goes to Florida, and like Ivan said, there's nothing more attractive than that in the summer.
That was the quickest phone call ever. Because obviously he was my coach at Texas United back home in Dallas, and he had texted me, said, let's get on a call. And we had discussed potentially playing in Florida. And so I wasn't really interested in going back to the 110-degree weather in Dallas. But then we hopped on a call and he told me about Nona, and he had me sold right away. And he explained the facilities and the club and the vision of the club. And I was like, look, I got two amazing players, my best friends, that were kind of looking for the same thing, and we all hopped on board. And it was honestly the best decision we've made as a trio.
Look at the door Slade Starnes opened for you guys. I mean, unbelievable. And the rest is history. The rest is history. As for what happened in the summer. And guys, just so you know, I'm sure it's cold up in up at Furman, but I mean it's cold down here as well. Like, we're waking up to 45-degree weather. I'm from New Jersey, but I'm kind of having to channel my inner New Jerseyan because man, it's getting a little chilly. But of course, in the summer, we don't have to deal with that. And something I wanted to ask when you were talking, Slade, just to round things off, since we don't have much time, you guys have all been there and done it at the USL2 level. So for the new players, right, who are going to come through this next summer, what would be the one piece of advice you would give for them? Because of course the USL2 season, it's a sprint, right? It's 12 games. If you're at playoffs, what, maximum 15 games, right? But it's so short, it happens so fast. So Ivan, I'm gonna start with you. What piece of advice would you give to upcoming USL2 players this next summer?
Yeah, I think something Christian Kraus said, it was that like you've got to treat it as a professional environment that you're coming into, and treat it as something that you dedicate your whole day to. That, and however that looks like, it's not, oh, I'm going to Florida, I'm gonna be in Orlando, Miami's around the corner, and the beach is around the corner. It's I'm going to Orlando on a professional mission to win 12 games with other professional guys who treat it as a professional environment, with a hierarchy and people who care about it and a community that wants to follow it. And if those players that are coming in this summer treat it with that mentality, they're going to be successful. And that's the mentality we had. And I think it was the beginning of us winning a SoCon championship and playing in NCAAs. And so that speaks for itself.
How about you, Slade?
Same. I show up every single day and train like it's the NCAAs. Train like it's the day before the NCAAs. I mean, the training is intense, and you're going to get challenged by top players from around the country. And it's important to eliminate distractions, go win some games for coach, and soak in the sun a little bit as well.
100%. So we've heard from the defender, we've heard from the midfielder. Christian, speak to those future number nines who watched you last summer.
Enjoy it. Don't forget to enjoy it. It is the summer. Enjoy it while doing it right. Like Slade said, the three of us, I think, were the first ones in to NONA. We arrived in late April, and we were the last ones out after the first round game. So, yeah, we definitely didn't forget to enjoy it. So, yeah.
100%. It's definitely an experience that you guys will never forget. When you look back at your college years, you'll be like, wow, that little summer, those few months, meant so much to you guys, and it's so apparent. That's unfortunately though all the time we have for today. Like we talked about though, so much more coming for you guys in the near future. We're all rooting for you here at NONA, and we cannot wait to see what is next for you guys. So fingers crossed and the best of luck. But that is all the time we have for this latest NONA Sports Show episode. Once again, a big, big, big thank you to Slade, Ivan and Christian, for joining me today. We will be back next week for another episode, but until then, take care.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.